So we are dealing with question number 6, which reads that Anthony Kagera is considering investing in farm machinery. There are 2 models available in the market, namely Model A and Model B. The following details relate to each of the above 2 models. Model A, estimated cost is 7.5 million, resulting in a profit of 3 million. Demand is high, or an annual loss of 950,000 in demand is low. The probability of a high demand is 0.7 and that of a low demand is 0.3. Model B is that the estimated cost is 4.75 million, resulting in an annual profit of shillings 1650,000 if the demand is high, or shillings 275,000 if demand is low. The probability of high demand is 0.9, while that of low demand is 0.1. Additional information is Anthony Kagera can commission a survey in the next 1 year in order to obtain more information on the viability of the investment. The outcome of the survey would lead to either the taking or abandoning the investment with a probability of 0.6 and 0.4 respectively. The cost of purchase of both models and the resultant profitability remain unchanged to the time of completion of the survey, but the revised probabilities are that the estimated useful life for both models is 5 years from now, with an estimated present value of that. All cash flows are given at their values. That should be at their present values. Now, using a decision tree, advise Anthony on the best course of action and the expected return. So this question is very, very similar to the one that we had. And that is question number 5. And if that is the case, then you can see that we are having 2 options. One is whether we will do a survey or whether there will be no survey. And then when we do a survey, according to information 1, we can be told to undertake the project or to abandon the project. And the cost of both models and the resultant, whatever remain. So if you undertake, then you can build model A or B, but if you abandon, that is all. Then the next one is that there will be 2 states of demand. There will be high, low, and then if you do no survey, again, you can decide to build model A or model B, and whichever way you go, you have 2 possible states of demand. You have 2 possible states of demand. And with that now, with that, we can be able to see that we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our tree will have 9 tails. Our tree will have 9 tails. So what we need to do is to come and estimate up to where our tree will get. Up to where our tree will get. And then we come up with the diagram. So here, there will be total profits. Total profits. Now, these total profits, we will also have time in years. time in years. Before I bring the time in years, I need to bring something else. This project, we are told there will be a disposal value. So there will be disposal value. Disposal value. Then we will have time in years. Time in years. Then we will have annual profits. Annual profits. So these annual profits, if we call it to avoid the issue of ABC, AB, we can say this is C. Time in years, we call it D. The disposal value, we call it E. So our total profit will be C times D minus E. Minus E. So with that now, we can seek to have our tree, our division tree. And we are saying we shall have 9 tails. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So sigawa namna hiyo. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. That is how the decision tree will look like. So finish at that point. Now finish drawing. So we can record and again. Okay, so those who are online, I hope you are getting me now. Okay, so if you are getting me, we proceed. Good. So I was saying here there is survey and no survey. When you do a survey, you can be told to undertake, or you can be told to abandon. Now, the probability that you be told to undertake is 0.6 and to abandon is 0.4. When you undertake, you can build model A or you can build model B. And the cost of building model A remains 7.5 million. We can work with millions. So let's put 7.5. 7.5 in brackets. And the cost of building model B is 4.75 million. And then demand can turn to be high or it can turn to be low with probabilities of 0.7 and 0.3, 0.7 and 0.3. And the profits are 3 million. This is no. When this is before the actually even the probabilities are not so. These ones will change. These ones we are supposed to take the ones for the survey. After you do the survey, we are told that is according to information 2. 0.8 and 0.2. Eh? Can you see that? Yeah, so this is 0.8 and 0.2. Oh, the profits will remain. Eh? The profits will not change. So this is 3. And this is minus 0.95. Then here, high and low, the probabilities will still remain 0.8 and 0.2, but the profit 1.65, and here it is 0.275, 0.275. Then, when you abandon this one, obviously the profit should be zero. Now here, when you don't do a survey, we have model A, and this is model B, and the costs are 7.5 and 4.75. 4.75. Then demand here is low and high. They are interchanging. Probabilities when you have no survey, this is 0.7 and this is 0.3. This is 0.9 and 0.1. And then the profits are 3 minus 0.95, then 1.65 and 0.275. 0.275. Now, time in years is 5 years, but the survey will take 1 year. So this will be 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, and this is also 4. But where there is no survey, it is 5 years. Where there is no survey, it is 5 years. Then we are told that there will be a disposal of model A. It will have 0.7, and this one no, this disposal will be a value, it will not be a cost. So we are supposed to add, come back here and adjust the disposal value, not the disposal costs. Not a disposal cost. Not a disposal cost. So it's a value. So we are supposed to add. Then this is also 0.7. Then for model B, it is 0.15. 0.15. So sasa hapa hakuna. This is 0.7. This is 0.7. This is 0.15 and 0.15. 0.15. So now I want us to get the total profits. For the first one, it is what? 12.7. The second one, yeah, negative. So there's a negative, so it should be something to do with 3. Huh? Negative 3.1. The next one, 6.775. $1.25. Obviously, this is 0. 15.7. Negative 4.05. 8.4. 5.2. Huh? After 1 point. Namna hiyo. 5 to 5. Okay. So let us now get the workings. We said here you have the node, and then you have the expected monetary value, node, and the expected monetary value. So starting with node 1, the same as the lines going out are complete, so it is multiplied. So it will be 0.8 multiplied by 12.7 plus 0.2 multiplied by minus 3.1. And because you can see there is a cost coming in there, you subtract it. Minus 7.5. Minus 7.5. Two point 0.04. 2.04. We go to number 2. We do the same thing. 0.8 times 6.75 plus 0.2 times 1.25 minus 4.75. Huh? 0.9. 0.9. We go to number 3. So number 3, you can see the line is going out for the options. So that's a case of selection. So it is the higher EMV, at nodes 1 and 2. So the higher is 2.04. The higher is 2.04. And that 2.04, it has been taken from number 1. So you need to mark that. You need to mark that you have gotten it from number 1. Then we go to node number 4. The line is going out are complete. So we multiply 0.6 by what we have in number 3. That is 2.04 plus 0.4 times what we have before, which is 0. And now the line coming in has no cost. So there is nothing to subtract. So straight on, we get the answer there. Straight on, we get the answer. Multiply this and this. 1.224. 1.224. We go to node number 5. Node number 5, it will be 0.7 times 15.7 plus 0.3 times minus 4.05. Then you minus 7.5. You minus 7.5. $2.275. Then number 6 is 0.9 times 8.4 plus 0.1 times 1.525 minus 4.75 minus 4.75 . 2.9625. 9625. Then number 7. Number 7 it is the higher EMV at nodes 5 and 6. So 5 and 6 is 2.9625. And that 2.9 mechukuliwa kwa number 6. So it is this one. So you mark it that way. Then number 8, it is also a case of selecting. So it is the higher EMV at nodes 4 and 7. 4 and 7. So 4 is equal to 1, is 7 equal to 2. So we go for 2.9625. Now that 2.9625 is coming from number 7. It's coming from number 7. So that means the advice is they should do what? No survey and you build model B. The advice is that no survey and you construct model B. No survey and construct model B. Something else they can quickly ask you there is value of information. Is value of information. And I told you value of information is the difference between these two. The ones that are at the last. So the number 7 is gonna 2.9625, and number 4 is gonna 1.224. The difference between this one and this one, the ones coming from the last one, eh? Yeah. Now, come on, there were more than 2. There were more than 2. The difference between the highest and the second highest. If there were more than 2, tuseme hapa kulikuwa na nyingine ilikuwa inakuja hapa. Tuseme it was number 1. So si kuna ile the highest of these 3 na kuna ile number 2. So the difference between those 2. The difference between those 2 is the value of information. The value of information. So I think we are okay with that, eh? Yeah. We proceed to, I want to first of all go to question 8, so that in case time is over, you'll be able to do 7 on your own. So I want to go to question number 8, which says that the Executive Furniture Limited, EFL, produces a unique type of computer desks. 4 of EFL's main outlets are as 1, 2, 3, 4. These outlets already have requirements in excess of the combined capacity of its 3 production plants. The company needs to know how to allocate its production capacity to maximize profits. Distribution costs are given there. And then we are told, since the 4 outlets are in different parts of the country, and as there are differing transport costs between production plants and the outlets, along with slightly different production costs at different production plants, there is a pricing structure which enables different prices to be charged at the 4 outlets. Currently, the price per unit charged are that, the variable unit production costs are that, and the capacities. Now, using transport algorithm, determine the contribution to profit for the optimal allocation. So that question is from which area? Transport. The question is from transport. So as you can see, what is the objective of that question? Is it to maximize or to minimize? To maximize. Good. So in maximizing, we will need to compute the profits because they have not been computed. We need to compute the profits. So we will have a source and then destination. Source and destination. Then we have a selling price. Selling price minus production costs production costs minus transport costs. Transport costs. And then we will have unit profits or profit of 1 unit. So the next a table like that. We have 3 plants. And how many destinations? 4. Okay. So I have P1, P2, and P3. The destinations are 4 of them. The destinations are 4 of them. So the destinations are S1, S2, S3, and S4. S1, S2, S3, S4. S1, S2, S3, and S4. We summarize the selling prices. The selling prices are the destinations. So S1 has a selling price of 220. Then selling price, selling prices. Selling prices 2,300. S2 the selling prices because 2,300, yeah. S2 2,350. S3 2,250 and S4 2,400. They are different, eh? Okay, so then I copy them here: 2,300, 2,350, 2,250, and 2,400. Then 2,300, 2,350, 2,250, and 2,400. Give me the production cost at P1. Yes, the variable production costs. 1500. 1500. Then at P2, 1550. And at P3, 1500. Okay. Transport costs from P1 to S1. Hapo nilikuwa nasema tu something. 20 to S2. 240 to 20 360. Haya, twende kwa P2. P2 has 240, 200, 180, 280. Then P3 260, 200, 260, 240. So take the calc and begin giving me the figures. 2300 minus 1500 minus 220 is 580. Next one, 610. 530. 540. 510. 600. Caro, are we the same wavelength? Okay. Where are you lost? Transport. You go kwa hiyo table. 620. Have you seen that? 520. 520. The next one is 570. 540. 650. 490. 660. Okay. Sasa, give me the demand. Demand, the units that are required at the S1 inahitaji ngapi? 850. S2 inahitaji 640. Huyo mwingine 380. Huyo mwingine 230. So when you add that, When you add the 4 of them, it's 100. Supply. P1 is able to supply how many? 6, 25. P2, 8, 25. P3, 450. So when you add them, here's that done. You can see the figure. Good. 1900. So are they balanced? No. So we need a damage destination or a damage supply, a damage source. We need a damage source or destination. A damage source. We need a damage source to come and supply what? 200. We need a damage source. So that now this like this is 21. Yeah. Yeah, you create a dummy. The way out, if they are not equal, you create a dummy. It can either be a dummy destination or a dummy source. Or a Toshan. I think we solved one question that was about Meru and Nakule, the one we solved in class. Yeah, that question we were supposed to have created a dummy, but the examiner had said instead of a dummy, they will build another branch to supply. Yeah? So the question was about where we should build the new branch. So with that now, we draw the initial allocation table. Yes, that done. I can give you 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. Prayers. Now, what we shall do, because this is a maximization, we shall create opportunity costs. And the opportunity cost will be created by picking the highest. The highest. The highest is all 660. Actually, if you have space, you can create it as we also think as if you have a space for your table, the opportunity cost. So all these you will subtract from 660. So that he can continue there. Then 660 minus 580. Itakuwa 8, na hii itakuwa 50. So naweza kutengeneza hapo. I'll come back to proceed. So we are drawing initial allocation table using VAM, using VAM. And while you draw, hakikisha kuna space hapa chini na this side there, because this one normally has workings. Yes, that I can decide. So source, we have P1, we have P2, we have P3, and we have damage. Then we have mud. Then we have destination. We have S1, S2, S3, and S4. Then we have supply. Kwanza nisomee the opportunity cost. Tulipata hapo, tulikuwa tumepata ya kwanza ni 80, then 50, 130, 120, then 150, 60, 140, 190, then 190. Oh, from 140 is 90. Then 120, 10, 170 and 0. Eh? For the dummies, should always be zeros. So the dummies are zeros. So those who are online, maliza kuchora mpaka hapo, you write the one there or finished. The total is 21, not 22. The total was 21. Get through? Yes. Okay. So if we are through, we say now you create the penalties. Create the penalties. So if the question was a minimization, it was minimization, those values that you put out are the ones you can plot here. Yeah. But if it's a maximization, I told you you should convert it to opportunity costs and then proceed as usual. So we say the penalty is the smallest cost and then the difference between the smallest and the second smallest. But you don't consider dummies in transport. Remember, in assignment, you consider dummies, but in transport, you don't. So when we come to S1, the smallest is 80, followed by 120. So the penalty there is what? 40. So you write 40 there. Between 80 and 120, the difference. When we go to S2, the smallest is 10, followed by 50. So the penalty is 40. S3, we have 130 and 140. The difference is 10. S4, we have 0, this one. Remember, this one is different from this one for the dumping. So this and 90, so the penalty is what? 90. 90. Then we go to P1. P1 we have 80 and 50. So the penalty is 30. P2, 60 and 90. So the penalty is also 30. P3, we have 0 and 10. So the penalty is 10. For the double, you can ignore or you can write C, whichever you prefer. Then you pick the highest in this round. So the highest of all those is what? 90. So you pick that. And when you get 90, you identify where it has come from. And it is coming from the cell with the smallest cost there, which is this one. So when you get here, you identify the available supply. The available supply is 450. And the unsatisfied demand is 230. Then we say you allocate the smaller. The smaller of those two is 230. So you allocate 230. You allocate 230. The smaller. Yes. The highest penalty comes from the cell with the smallest. Yeah. So it's coming from here. So we already have allocated to that. The implication of that, the implication is that S4 has gotten everything. So you broke it here, you broke, and you broke. And this one you cancel it out. And I told you you should broke using a pencil so that you rub after you are through. Rub those dots. We begin the process again. So in S1, we still have 80 and 120. So the penalty is what? 40. S2, we still have 10 and 50. So the penalty is what? 40. In S3, we still have 130 and 140. The penalty is 10. And S4, that one we are through. So we go now to P1. P1, we still have 80 and 50. So the penalty is 30. P2, we still have, now we have 60 and 140. 60 and 140, that's a difference of what? 80. A difference of 80. And then, here we now have 10 followed by 120. A difference of 110. That means 0, yes. So you now take the highest. So the highest is what? 110. So that 110 is coming from the cell with the smallest cost in that way. So this 110 must then come from here. 10. So when we are here, we check the available. The available tulikuwa na 450 already tushatoa to that. So tumebakisha 220. And the required is, so we allocate the smaller. And the smaller is 220. You put 220. When you put 220, the implication is P3 has given out everything in head. So you broke here, and then you strike it out. Strike it out. Then we start the journey again. In P1, in S1, now I have 80 and 150. So that is a penalty of what? 70. In S2, I have 50 and 60, a penalty of 10. And this one, I still have a penalty of 10. Penalty of 10. P1, I have 50 and 80. So I still have a penalty of 30. P2, 60 and 140, I still have a penalty of 80. P3, I'm done, and this is damage 0. So kwa hiyo mzunguko, the highest is what? 80. The highest is 80. So with that, it is coming from the cell with the smallest cost in that room. So the cell with the smallest is 60. When you get here, the available supply is 825. The unsatisfied demand is 420. So the smaller of those two is 420. The smaller of those two is 420. And when you allocate there, the implications are F2 is now fully satisfied. So you strike it out. It is fully satisfied, you strike it out. We begin the journey again. S1, I still have 80 and 150. So that is what? 70. S3, I still have 130 and 140. That is 10. And then when I go to this other side, P1, I have now 80 and 130. That's a penalty of what? 50. Then P2, 150 and 140. That is a penalty of 10. And this is C. That is C. So in that set, the smallest is what? Oh, sorry, the highest. The highest is 70. So you take that, and that 70 must be coming from the cell with the smallest cost there, which is 8. So unakimbia hapa. When you get here, the available supply is 625. The unsatisfied demand is 850. So the smaller is 620. 625. 625. And the implication is that P1 has given out everything. So this is also brought, and then you strike it out. At that point, it becomes obvious. The allocation becomes obvious because we are left with only these two cells, which are in the same row. This one and this one. And because our objective is to minimize cost, we should start with this one, because it has a smaller cost than this one. So when we get here, the available is 405. 405, because out of these 825, we already have given out 420. So it is 405. And the required is what? 380. So the smaller is, so we allocate 380. And then it goes without saying that 25 units should be brought here. And when you bring them, before I even went there, I should have brought this one. We brought that, so that now here we bring what? Either we are building the back, the 200. That is how you allocate using farm. And I told you farm is the best of the three methods. It's the one that you should use. So if we are okay there, if there are two of them, I say what to do, you check the number of units each cell can take. Then you allocate to the one taking more fast. If either way, there is not, what I have taught you, there is no difference. between maximization and minimization. The only difference that I have given you is converting profits to opportunity costs. Yes, everything else is the same. Yes, you give the one taking the highest. But come feel they are taking the same number of units, then you choose now which one to be fast. Their time. So I've said the only difference that I've given you is converting from profits to opportunity cost. Everything else remains the same. Hiyo ndio nataka ugram for now. Kishapita mtihani sasa utakuja kujua the other differences. Yes. So the only difference is hiyo tu. Hakuna kitu kingine nataka ujue for now. Yes, kama ilikuwa minimization, hizo zingekuwa costs. Sasa hizo zingekuwa costs. Unaona pale tulikuwa na profits, zingekuwa costs. Sasa hizo ndio unaleta tu hapa straight. Sawa. Unazileta na unaendelea kawaida. Alright, so if we are okay with that, and to cement that, you after this you go check here's what you want to do. First question is solved at a transport. From there, I told you the next thing you need to check is number of field cells. Number of field cells. Number of field cells. So the number of field cells you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7. Then you say R plus C minus 1. R is the number of rows, the sources, there are 4. C, destinations, there are also 4. Minus 1. And the answer is what? 7. So kama zimetoshana, you simply say allocation not degenerate. Allocation not degenerate. Although this one is a very big area for your exam, they will not bother to ask you so much, but it's good to note. The next thing now is to get us maximum profit or total profit. Sasa, I have said the difference is zero profits tulipata pale, we converted them to opportunity cost. Now we must return them back. So what we shall do, here is 625. You will not multiply by 80, but to multiply na ile profit ilikuwa hapa. Mahali tulipata 80, wangalie profit yake ilikuwa ngapi? 580. Plus huyu 25. Profit yake P2S1 was what? 510. Huyu for 20. The profit was what? 600. Yeah? 380. The profit was 520. 220. The profit was 6. 50 plus to that the profit was 660. So that is the second difference. That ukishapata now the answers, you don't multiply with this cost directly. You use the profits. You use profits. Haya, sasa hebu achana na hiyo tuone kama tumebakisha how many minutes, 20, whether we can handle the other one. Hii hakuna value tunaanza multiply na value. Haya. Hiyo ingine ni rahisi. Let's see whether we can finish. Time is for 2 hours on a side. Tutakuacha ujipange. So your question 7. Warehouse are the sources and then the customers are the destinations. So quickly nipatie hii figure. 260 plus 168 plus 172. 260 plus we have 600. Then we begin at 280 plus 120 plus 200 is, so it is balanced. It is balanced. So you don't require that. Now, in the interest of time, hatutachora line. Situipanga tu, tutachora line baadaye. Tutapanga namna hii. Hapa andika C1, just create a good space. C2, C3, and then we have supply. Then hapa kuna warehouse 1, warehouse 2, and warehouse 3, and then demand. Just paka hivyo. Haya, tuandike hizo costs. Unaziona hizo costs that are given there. Hii ni 100. Hii ni 80. This is 120. Then this is 140. This is 80. This is 140. Then we have 160. We have 120. We have 140. I have demand C1 inataka 280. huyu mwingine ni 120 na huyu ni 200. Supply nikiandika hapa chini, huyu ni 260, huyu mwingine ni 168 and 172. Nimesema inakuja 600, Or you are able to quickly draw lines?
Yeah, hii inaitwa masaa ya 8.
Masaa ya lala salama. You can quickly draw lines so that you okay. So we are using map. So we are through once. Umesema you pick the smallest. You see now this is minimization. Give you a minimization. That's why we have not converted. So you pick the smallest. The smallest cost upper is 100 followed by 140. So a penalty of 40. Here, the smallest is 80 followed by 120. So 40. The next here is 120 followed by 140, a penalty of 20. Next, W1, we have 80 and 100, a penalty of 20. Here, 80 and 140, a penalty of what? 60. Here, 120 and 140, a penalty of 20. A penalty of 20. So kwa hiyo mzunguko yote, the highest is what? 60. The highest is 60. Now that 60 is coming from the cell with the smallest cost there. And that is 80. So ukifika hapa kwa 80, the available is 168. And the required is 120. So the smaller is 120. 120. When you assign 120 there, the implication is C2 is fully satisfied. So we broke that way, and then we strike it out that way. We strike it out. We go back to C1, where we still have 140, so a penalty of 40. C3, we still have 120 and 140, a penalty of 20. C1, we have 100 and 120, a penalty of 20. W2, we have 140 and 140, a penalty of what? 0. A penalty of 0. 160 and 140, a penalty of 20. So Sasa, the highest of all those is what? 40. So that 40 is coming from this 100, the smallest. So when you get here, the available Ukoni 260, the required is 280. The smaller is what? 260. So we put 260 there. And when you put 260, the implication is that W1 exhausted. So we strike it out there. We strike it out. The next set of penalties. C1, now to go to 140 and 160. So a penalty of 20. C2 tumemaliza, C3 140 140, so a penalty of 0. W2 140 140, a penalty of 0. W3 160 and 140, a penalty of what? 20. Sasa, the highest is what? 20, and they happen to be 2 of them. They happen to be 2 of them. So this is how you differentiate. This 20 is coming from this cell of 140. And this 20 is coming from this cell of 1. So the first thing is that they are not coming from the same cell. Because there are times with the pattern, they are coming from the same cell. So if they are coming from the same cell, there is no need to differentiate. Because it will be 1. But that's hapa ziko B. So huyu na huyu. So unakimbia hapa. Ukifika hapa, they are available. 168 minus 120, that is 48. 148. Now huyu naye 280 minus 260 tuko na 20. So 48 na 20, the smaller is 20. So hapa tunaweza weka what? 20. Then tukuje kwa huyu. Tukikuja kwa huyu, the available is 172. And the required is what? 200. So the smaller is what? 172. That is what we can put. So this one tunasema tunaweza weka ngapi? 20. Na huyu tunaweza weka 172. So nimesema you start with the one taking more. So tutakujia huyu 172 maanisha huyu tunachukua. Hiyo ndio swali mko naweza simplest. And when you put 172 there, the implication is that W3 imepeana kila kitu. So we broke it there. And then we strike it out. We strike it out. And at that point, the allocation becomes obvious. Because these 2 cells goes in the back. So you don't need to compute penalties. And they also happen to have the same cost. So if they have the same cost, you can choose who to give. But we said before you choose who to give, or rather how to choose who to give is checking who will take more. Tukuja kwa huyu already we know anachukua 20, si ndio? Huyu naye anaweza chukua kuna 48 na 28, si ndio? So this one can take what? 28. So if we give 28 here, sio imefika 200. Na huyu naye achukue 20. Sivyo? So it's not a cost you can be able to multiply. Maybe orally, because there is no time, I can remind you the other two methods. Orally, because there is no time to write. The next one is the least cost method. And the least cost, ilikuwa pia unaangalia hizi cost zote. Unachukua the smallest. The smallest of all these be 80. And there are two of them. So huyu ukifika hapa, available 168, required 1. So we can put a maximum of 120 here. Hii nayo available is 260, required is 120. So the many units tunaweza weka hapa bado 120. So naona sasa hapa zimetoshana in terms of cost 80 na bado zimetoshana in terms of units 120. So unaamua ni gani unataka. Na mimi nataka hiyo. So nitaweka hapa. So ukishaweka hivyo, si huyu si hawa wanafungwa. Ukishafunga, you pick the next smallest. The next smallest ni here. Ukifika hapa, unapata we still have available 140. And the required is 2. So tuweke hiyo 140. Hiyo ifungwe. Ukishaweka hivyo, the next smallest ni 140 na ziko 3. Kuna huyu na huyu na huyu. So tukianza hapa, this one can take 140. Ndio. Because hii imebaki na hapa tuko 168. 40. Tukikuja hapa, this one can take either 168 either 200. So it can take 168. Tukikuja hapa, hii ni 172 and then is 200. So this can take 172. So tumesema this one can take 140, this can take 168, and this one can take 172. So we start with the one taking more. So tukipia tupeane hapo. Shapeana hapo, the implication is that huyu amefungwa. Kishafunga, it becomes obvious. Rather, the next smallest si huyu sasa. Mwenye tulikuwa tumesema anaweza chukua 140 ndio ifike to 80. Sasa huyu naye si achukue hiyo ingine imebaki 28. That is the least cost. So unachukua the smallest naenda ukiassign hivyo. Na hiyo method nyingine which I don't think you can be examined because it is very simple. The northwest. So northwest nisema inaanza hapa. So ukiwa hapa hii ni 280 na hii 260. So tunaweka what? 260. Ndio hii na hii inafungwa. Ukikuja hapa huko tuna 168, hapa tumebakisha 20. So tunaweka 20 inafungwa. Alafu tukikuja hapa hiyo ni 148 na hii ni 120. Tunapeana 120 tunafunga hapa. Hii ni 1. So hapa tumebakisha bado 20 watts. 28. Hapa tupeana 170.
The northwest corner hapa.
Naenda ukipeana hii ones zikijaa. Yeah, but this one I highly doubt to right sana. That question number 1. Ilikuwa number 1 ilikuwa mzuri sana. Itakuwa mzuri sana. So sasa habari ndio hiyo. Yes. Total cost sasa hii una pick direct. Unaona kama hii sasa. You the pick direct. Utasema 260 times 100 plus. Yes. So hii hakuna kurudisha because we never convert. Hiyo ingine tumerudisha because we had converted. So tunasema habari ndio hiyo. And that brings us to the end of our today's lesson and the prompt and the semester, and also to the end of QA section 4. Because as maybe nimekuwa demoted, I will go to teach section 2 from next semester. So the back now stops with you. We have given you what is necessary. It is not only enough to make you pass, but even to get an award. You don't seem like you believe it. You can get an award. It will be even simpler for QA because sasa hawa wametolewa topic ya network na wametolewa topic ya QA, lakini wameletewa the basic statistics, zile za compute mean. Naona zile vitu tumekuwa tu compute hapa na calculator. Yes, mtu tu ameongezewa hapa. Naenda 5 tutapatana hapo. Advanced management. Yes, whatever 5 is there. Yes. The names will change. You are at times these guys are being funny. They only change the name, but the content is the same. Nini bado mnafanya 6? Yes, 6 units. The 3 in 5 and the 3 in 6. Tatu aje. Hapana. There are 2 scenarios. Nyinyi mtaendelea na the current setup. 3 papers in section 5, 3 papers in section 6. Wale watakuja nyuma yenu ama kama mtawekwa kwa the new syllabus, mtafanya 4 papers. Compulsory 4 papers. 3 here and 1 elective in section 6. Then the others 2 tutasimamiwa na kitu wanaita workshops that will be organized by PSPAC and KASNEB. The third paper tutasimamiwa na kitu inaitwa practical experience, 1 year practical experience. Yes. Which we will get you internship, or you will get internship. Na kama hutapata internship, we will simulate. Utakuwa unatumiwa data like a company na dua ufanyie kazi. Actually, you will have 7 papers because kuna ingine inaitwa analytics. Unaona hizi vitu za ANOVA tumekuwa tukiinterpret hapo. Zitakuwa sasa hapo. Utanipata huko. Most right. Yes.
No, that's no.
If you are working, obviously we recognize that. Sasa hatuwezi kutoa mahali unafanyanga kazi tukapeleke internship mahali hapana. If you are already working, you are already advantaged. Internship is for those who are not already working. Yes. So those who are not already working. So that is what is the case. Due date, I can see that. But the final verdict is with KASNEB because they have not come out clear. But for now, wacha tuachane na mambo ya hiyo syllabus. Vichwa zetu sasa siangalie the exam that is there next week. What will come after next week, you have to achieve. But for now, we focus on the exams. So let me say the following one. What I have given you is enough. Don't go looking for any extra material. I see students at times like this wakienda kutafuta wenzao eti walimu wenu walisema nini. Wachana na huyo mwalimu wako. Mwalimu wako ni nini? Chenye nimekupea hiyo imetosha. Yes. And this is not the time to go looking for difficult questions. Ukikuwa sasa uko na rafiki ana shida akikuletea maswali gumu, ujaribu njia ya kuhepa. Yes. Because those difficult questions we will always have to discourage. Utaanza kuonyesha ni kama hujui, ni kama hujui, ni kama hujui. Na utaenda kwa mtihani ukifikiria hujui. In the same regard, these topics zenye tumesoma gawanyisha into two groups. Kuna zile topics unaelewa na kuna zile huelewi. Zile unaelewa, give them more time. Zenye huelewi, wachana nazo. Hata Biblia inatuambia yale hatujui ni ya Mungu. Sasa yenye hujui hiyo achia Mungu. Yenye unajua hiyo focus nayo. Sasa, and then you people, you should not be anxious because of how the semester has been short. Please understand, even the others have been in the same circumstance. Wenye mnakalia mtihani na wao hawakuanza kusoma Januari, hata wao wameanza last month, July. So you are in the same environment na normal itajipanga. So unajua normal car itajipanga. So don't panic. And particularly you people, because you are working. Mkipata a few 2-3 days for study leave, don't lead with panic. Don't overdo too much of anything is what? Cool down, relax. Wewe soma chenye utaweza. Hiyo ingine wachana na. And you are not the only one. Hata wao wengine. Na ukitaka confirm that, hiyo kitu yenye uelewi, tafuta mtu kwa hapa class kumletee uone hata yeye. So you are not the only one. Relax, do what you can. When it is time to go to bed, go to bed. When it is time to take lunch, take lunch. When it is time to rest, take rest. Yeah, don't overdo too much. Then we continue thanking you for choosing Destiny to be your trainer. We know there were many other options that were available to you and you knew them, but deliberately you chose Destiny. So we want to say thank you so much. We don't take it for granted. And we continue asking you to remain with us. Next semester, we have a very competent team. As you can see, I'm still very strong. I will be able to add with you in section 5, together with Mwalimu Wafula and the other two teachers who are teaching SG, Mr. Karua and Mr. Mwendwa, whichever class you choose. Then try to market us amongst your peers. I know you have people who are doing CPA. Tell them that they are missing a lot for not being in Destiny. The many good things you have seen with us, tell them. But the few things, bad ones that you have seen with us, please don't tell them. Tell us before you go, we will change. So we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. God bless you. In case of anything, you can get me on Mitadao. I'm a physically. Thank you so much.